All right, y'all, welcome to the show. Welcome. So in just a second, we have Trump already taking credit for a Biden bill. I mean, I warned you I warned you he was going to do that, and he's doing it. So we'll talk about that. We have, on day one, he was very openly threatening Mexico with war. Another thing I warned you about that came to fruition. We'll have Bernie's response to being at the inauguration. He decides to go beast mode on MAGA. That's fun. Trump already broke a major campaign promise. He's already trying to torch his own honeymoon phase. We got to talk about this $500 billion tech oligarch giveaway that was just announced. And the robber barons are fighting, y'all. They are fighting. The MAGA robber barons, they're already breaking up. First week, already breaking up. And Trump was asked directly by a reporter to react to his meme coin, his crypto scam that he pulled on his own people. And his reaction did not disappoint. It just goes to show you how vapid and soulless and shameless this man is. So we have all that and more. Everybody do me a big favor. Please subscribe to the channel. That helps out massively. Costs you nothing at all. And of course, much love and appreciation to all of you who fund this show through Patreon or tip with the thanks button on YouTube. You guys make this show work, man. We're real independent media, not fake independent media. And it'd be nothing without y'all. So, all right, let's go ahead and dive into it. So my eyebrows raised a little bit the other day when we heard this.
We have truth on our side at this White House, but I can confirm that the American people won't be hearing from me today. They'll be hearing from the leader of the free world once again. President Trump will be speaking to the press later this afternoon at the White House, and we will have a big infrastructure announcement. This man is already doing more in less than 24 hours than his predecessor did in 4 years.
So this is the new talking point on the right. Trump's done more in one day than Biden did in 4 years. Meanwhile, we went through the executive orders. Nobody else went through the executive orders. We went through almost all the executive orders. And what did we find? There was one that put corruption on steroids and allowed people in the executive branch in the White House around Trump to start taking bribes. He repealed a Biden executive order which lowered drug prices, which means he was hiking drug prices. He designated the drug cartels as terrorist organizations, which means he can go to war with Mexico without getting congressional approval. So yeah, he got a lot accomplished. Yeah, everything was bad. Everything was wrong. He axed the reproductive rights website that the government had set up to help women find reproductive health care. He basically gag ordered the CDC and all of our health agencies and said, everybody shut the fuck up and stop sending health updates to people. Like, this is the sort of shit that he did. This is what he did. He made it so that he can do a massive purge of the entire regulatory state and side with big business and the robber barons. I mean, he did do a lot. You're not kidding. But these are all bad things. Now, at the same time, they say, Biden, he did nothing in 4 years, right? The CHIPS Act, the Infrastructure Bill, the Inflation Reduction Act, the PACT Act. There was a lot of legislation that Biden passed, especially early on in his time in office. So why did she say this? This is the White House press secretary. Why did she say infrastructure? Oh my God, this president is going to deliver on infrastructure. They're already doing the thing that I told you they were going to do. Trump is going to take credit for all of the Biden bills where the bulk of the spending will happen in his term. Trump is taking credit for it. He's going to take credit for it. So if Trump's approval rating manages to stay in a decent territory, it will 100% be because of the Biden bills that just kicked into effect. Without a doubt. Why do I say that? $110 billion to roads and bridges. $73 billion to upgrade the electric grid, $66 billion for passenger and freight rail, $65 billion for broadband. By the way, we were the beneficiaries of that, where I am right now. Improved water quality, $55 billion, replacing lead pipes and stuff like that. Climate change protection, $50 billion. Airports and ports, $42 billion. Public transit, $39 billion. Environmental cleanup, $21 billion. Electric vehicles, $15 billion. That's the charging stations and stuff. Transportation safety, $11 billion. Reconnecting communities, $1 billion. These are all things that were passed by Biden. the infrastructure bill, most of that is going to kick into effect now. The CHIPS Act, creating 800,000 manufacturing jobs, bringing a massive industrial center back to this country with microchips. This is all Biden stuff. This is all Biden stuff. The 800,000 manufacturing jobs, that's Biden stuff. Look, I told you guys, worst case scenario, Trump tries to axe those bills. He does what he can to basically underfund them, cut them off, etc. That's one potential thing he could have done, which, if I'm being honest, would have been worse because we wouldn't have even had the positive impacts for the country. But the other option was not, hey, this stuff is going to kick into effect and credit will be given where it's due to the Biden administration. No, the only other option was he lets all these bills kick into effect, but he takes credit for them. And guys, there is a track record. This is what Republicans do. We saw it even going all the way back to Obama with his stimulus bill, his time in office. You had Republicans vote against it, and then they would literally go to ribbon-cutting ceremonies for projects that were funded by Obama. Imagine voting against it and then hopping in front of the parade and trying to take credit for it. It happened then. It's happened now with Biden. And Trump looks like he's going to take it to the next level. This is something more people need to talk about. There is such a benefit in politics of shamelessness. Like, the more shameless you are, it actually gets you far. It's true, because he could just pretend like this was him. He could just pretend like he delivered all this stuff. And people don't know any better, right? It's like with the stimulus checks. Trump sent out $600 stimulus checks. He held up the process to put his name on it. Even leading into just this last election, some people got interviewed by the press and they said, yeah, I voted for Trump because he gave me a check last time. I feel maybe he'll do it this time too. Meanwhile, under the Democrats, they did a $1,400 check, so more than double what the Republicans did, but Biden didn't put his name on it. And guess what? Nobody knew it came from Biden. Nobody cared. Nobody connected the dots and said, hey, the Democrats deserve credit for sending me more money than the Republicans did. They didn't do it. And so this is this fucking hellscape that we live in, right? When they do really unpopular things, they will hide it or not talk about it. When popular things happen that they are not even responsible for, they'll be out there like, bro, look at what I did, bro. Look at all this money, bro. We're updating the infrastructure, bro. By the way, Trump ran as the anti-outsourcing guy in 2016. We lost 200,000 manufacturing jobs under him. Again, we gained 800,000 under Biden. So all this stuff, he's going to try to hop in front of the parade. And you know what the crazy thing is, guys? Hear me now, quote me later. I guarantee you, the media will not correct the record and say, this is actually a Biden bill. They won't do that. And to the extent any Democrats do it, most of them won't do it. Maybe a handful will do it, but they won't repeat it. They won't hammer away, and they won't get it into the American consciousness that, no, this was Biden, this was the Democrats. And so he can get away with it. So again, to the extent his approval rating stays high, this would be the reason why, right? Because certainly the stuff he's actually doing is not popular. Signing an executive order to end birthright citizenship, which, by the way, is incredibly unconstitutional. I mean, like the most obviously unconstitutional thing I've ever seen, but also polls very unpopular. The war with Mexico thing, super unpopular. War with Iran, super unpopular. Filling the swamp, super unpopular. Like, it's not going to be because of shit he does, because the shit he does is very clearly unpopular. So here we go, man. I warned you it would happen. It looks like it's already happening. And I'm going to be pulling my hair out because we'll be one of the only people correcting the record on the things which are Democratic wins, which he'll take credit for. It's a tale as old as time, but they really fucking get away with it all the time because they're incredibly shameless and they know how to hammer home a narrative, hammer home an argument. And the Democrats are just sitting around with their thumbs up their asses. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.